Hello friends and strangers, I am Heli, and in this video I am taking you with me into Wytchwood, where we need to go into the forest and catch ourselves a lot of fireflies. Well, basically all the fireflies in the forest. So let's start from down here to the left. And for good measure, the mushrooms and the fairy too, and the frog is just right there, so why not? The other place where there are fireflies is to the right here, and on our way, why not also get some other resources? Now we have some of those soporific mushrooms stored up for future use. And there are the fairies and fireflies over there. I'm not going to discriminate, I'll just catch everything that moves. And that's that. Flower petals too. Now we ought to be able to make some cinder boxes. 1, 2, 3, and some melting pots. Let's just make one at a time, just in case we can use that to affect more than one of those snowfolk, was it? Okay, now we need to get back to the mountain, to the very top of it, and melt ourselves some snowfolk, snowkin, in order to get their hearts. And apparently those hearts will then guide us to this cave where we will find the crystal flower, which will help us defeat the stag. So we need to go to the left. And up from here, oops, this way. I'm glad the goats have been freed. I hope that's what's happened and not something worse. Let's go find a snowkin. This is very much like trying to find a pumpkin jack. Oh, hello. And there's the heart. And yes, indeed we need to craft 1 melting pot per snowkin. There are lots of snow people around here, and you can't really tell which one of them is going to get up and lunge at you. we need to find 2 more of those snowkin. Hello. One more. I think these last soul quests are perhaps a bit more arduous than the previous ones, because I sort of remember the first 8 soul quests we did. Oh, look, see how this snow swirls in strange directions? Maybe the snowkin know the path. It'll require some icy interrogations. Will we have the snowkin hearts? You pile the mystical snow at the buck's feet and shield it from the howling winds. The flakes drift in the air like icy glitter. Oh, come on then, I'm getting chilly. You prod the snowdrift with a muttered invocation. Despite the chaotic storm, the snow crystals swirl into an icy ribbon and slowly trace a line up the mountain peak. There it goes! That must be the way to the crystal cave. He takes off after the trail like a shot. You hike up your skirt and do your best to keep up in the dense snow. Let's go. His face falls as you arrive at another sheer cliff. I don't understand. The snow stops here, but there isn't anything more than rocks. Did the snowkin mislead us? Are we lost? I don't want to freeze solid. This is no dead end. Look. You gestured to the cliff, where the eddies of swirling snow quickly gather. Within moments, the entire wall of rock is buried under fresh white powder. You reach out a clawed finger and touch the pure snow. It melts away to reveal a glittering opening in the stone. The crystal cave! You did it! Let's go in before we freeze to death. I'm certain the crystal flower must be inside. Let's go. Oh dear, look at all these flowers. I didn't think there'd be so many. I'm going to pick a whole bouquet. You stop the impetuous youth with a quick tug and mutter beneath your breath. Hold on, the prophecy mentioned the one true crystal flower. These other flowers must be a deception meant to trap foolhardy would-be kings. Prophecy? What are you talking about? I only meant to say that we should find the best single flower for your brother's coronation. Good point. Quality over quantity. Aha, I think I see just the one right over there. It's this one. It's perfect. Just look at the refraction of the petals and the frosting on the leaves. Oh, but I seem to have forgotten my pruning shears back at the castle. Would you do the honors? I don't want to damage it. So, are we sure that it's that one? Apparently, it's the only one we can interact with. Alright. You snip the brittle stem of the flower, careful not to touch it directly. Prophecies can be nasty stuff to stick your fingers in. The bug holds the flower aloft, inhaling the blossom's magical aura. Wow! Smells just like powdered snow on fresh pine trees. The moment is interrupted by the shrill cries of aristocrats, clamoring against each other. I found them. Over here, my lord. Uh-oh. In a rush of colorful fabrics and fancy hats, you find yourself surrounded by nobles. The stag steps out from their midst, looking irate. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me, brother. The young prince blinks in confusion. What are you doing here? Have I offended you somehow? Usurper, you thought you could slip off when I wasn't looking and steal the crown from me? You think I don't know about the prophecy of the crystal flower? Why does everyone keep talking about a prophecy? I picked this flower as a gift for you, brother. Fool, only the king can choose the true crystal flower, and you are not the king. The stag reaches down at his feet and plucks the closest flower. See, only I can. The stag never finishes his sentence, his defiant pose forever imprisoned inside solid ice. Oh, my brother, what have you done? You give the mystified bug a reassuring pat on the back as the nobles gather closer. The true king has been revealed indeed. King? You mean me? You are the prince after all, and I suppose the prophecy was pretty clear. Magic flowers are seldom wrong about this sort of thing. And if you tend to your kingdom with the same care you tend to your garden, you'll do just fine. The ring of nobles crowd around the buck. You know, I never cared much for that stag myself. I think a new ruler will shake things up a bit. You excuse yourself as they bow and praise the confused lad. Long live the king. Passing the frozen stag, your eye catches on something sticking out of the permafrost. Let's see. You reach down and pick out a shard of translucent ice. Careful not to cut yourself on the sharp edges. Despite the warmth of your palm, it does not melt. The soul of the stag. Alright, that quest is now complete. 2 more to go. Wow, this is all too much. Let's leave him to it. Doesn't seem like there's anything more for us here. Now we need to choose. Do we go to the fields for the hawk or to the village for the wolf? Let's keep going in order. So the fields and hawk it is. And where exactly do we need to go to start this quest? Ah, it is up there. The Gilded Hawk. Right. So up we go and over the bridge. And then we'll see what happens. Ho there, ma'am. Hope you don't have business that way. The mill's in a spot of trouble. The mill, you say? Aye, so I do. I was just about to drop off my wheat to the nice couple that works there, but when I heard the ruckus, I thought it best to wait here. What ruckus? Are they beset by bandits? Worse, a businessman. The hawk is the land baron that owns most of the property around these parts. I saw him banging on the mill's door with a greedy look in his eyes. Trust me, it's best to lay low until the storm blows over, unless you want to end up penniless. I have little use for coin, therefore nothing to lose. Perhaps I ought to see what the fuss is about. So, the quest begins. Let's go find out what's happening. More reeds. Excellent. And now we'll go find out. By decree of the local bylaw, you must come out. Any who interfere with eviction of this property will face full legal consequences for obstruction of justice. As the stately tycoon hammers on the mill door, a pair of shaking voices call out from the nearby window. Please, Master Hawk, we just need a little more time. You've had ample opportunity to renegotiate our contract at the Civic Hall. This is no time for excuses. Now open this door at once. Bah, more miserable contracts. Drop the pretenses, Hawk. You're nothing more than a crook in fancy clothes. Excuse me, but this business does not concern you, madame. Take your snide remarks and be off. I'll determine what business earns my concern, thank you very much. I'd like to hear the other side of the story for myself. Well, if they insist on remaining locked inside, then I shall depart. But if I do not receive my payment at the bank soon, even a locked door won't stand in my way. The hawk steps smartly around you and off down the road back to the village, leaving a trail of dust in his wake. These poor millers are still too shaken to come out. I'll have to get in round the back somehow. Well, this seems to be the only thing we can interact with. So, aha, hidden hatch. How did you get in here? Did the hawk send you? We don't have anything left to give, we swear. Relax, I'm no thug. It seems like you two are caught between a rock and a bureaucrat. Just how did you get into such a pickle? What's to tell? The hawk is our landlord, and we work this mill for him. We've always been on time with our payments, never missed them once. But that greedy tyrant has been steadily hiking up the cost. We've barely been able to feed ourselves and pay our dues, but we always manage to scrape by. Then this last month, he raised the rent again, and what's worse, someone broke in during the night and cracked our millstone. If we can't grind flour, we'll never be able to get the money, and now he says if we can't pay, he'll evict us. Awfully suspicious that your millstone was damaged right as the rent increased. Almost like he wants to get rid of you. We've explained the situation to him, but that man only has eyes for gold. Not a kernel of kindness resides in his heart. Well, let me take a look at that grinder of yours. A broken mill isn't much good to anyone, regardless of who owns it. Really? You'd do that for us? If the millstone was repaired, we just might be able to make enough flour before the deadline. Let's see. Somehow I totally missed the giant millstone there on the lower left. But don't worry, I'll go back inside soon enough and see it. You inspect the granite millstone and run your fingers along the wide crack that has rendered the device dysfunctional. Just as I thought, this appears to have been done on purpose. The heavy stone could be coaxed back together, but it'll require strong bonding magic. The necessary tools? restorative idol, snag vine, and cobblestones. For the restorative idol, we'll need 2 of these and 1 of these, and for that we'll need a pumpkin jack bone and a wicker work. We'll also need, what was it? Ah, snag vine. For that we need a sewing kit, and for that we need a skeeter snoot. So I guess we're off to the swamp. Let's just run to the portal. It should be right over here, some ways down. Yep, right down here. And we should find a couple of skeeters right near the swamp portal. So this won't take very long. That one's way over there. There's one up ahead. And splat. While we're out here, let's also get some thistle. Avoid that skeeter. And there's our sewing kit, and there's our snag vine. Now, what was it we needed for the necromantic charm? Oh, a pumpkin jack bone. Well, we need to go back to the swamp. Because in order to get a pumpkin jack bone, we need to use a snag vine. Got 2 this time, so we'll have 1 extra, which is always nice. We just may need skeeter snoots later at some point as well. Let's make another sewing kit and another snag vine, and then we can go and get our pumpkin jack bone. So I think there was a shorter way to the pumpkin field from down here. Yes. Now to find a pumpkin jack. Just one, please. Perfect. No others right close by. Let's go to the relative safety of this area up here. And craft ourselves a necromantic charm. And a restorative idol. And now we have everything. So let's go back to the mill and repair that stone. This way. Now we have everything we need. You place the idol atop the old millstone. The vines wind their way neatly into the crack of the millstone, beginning to seal it anew. The cobblestones clunk down on the face of the millstone. An ominous creaking sound fills the mill as the grindstone begins to shift and warp. Then, with a bang like thunder, the crack on the stone snaps closed. The couple marvel at the millstone, running their hands over the smooth surface. It's been fixed? It's been fixed. The stone should be more durable than ever. I dare say it might even hold up to any future attempts of sabotage. Oh my, what a wonder. If it's all the same to you, we need to get our grain processed right away. The hawk has no patience when it comes to money. He'll already be back at the bank, putting through the paperwork. I ought to talk some sense into that penny-pinching buzzard. If I go now, I'm sure I'll intercept him at his office. So, we need to talk to the hawk at the village bank. But let's do that next time and save here for now. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting and subscribing. All of those things really help this channel a lot. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.